Hey everybody, here's my update for the Frankie Down World Tour. When I go on the World Tour, it won't be vacation with me, it'll be work for me. I'll be going to all different countries around the world. I'll be doing every province and territory in Canada and every city in Canada on Frankie Down World Tour. I'll be doing every single state in the United States and every single territory and cities in the United States as well. I'll need a lot of sponsors, I'll need an agent and a manager, I'll need a lot of all the guys, all the soundboard guys and things like that, and I'll be doing the speech, dancing on stage, and doing comedy skits on stage, both indoor and outdoor venues in every country in the world. I'll be going on stage in Mexico, Guatemala, all across North America, Honduras, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Panama. I'll be doing my world tour in South America like Venezuela, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, and Ecuador, Brazil, and Argentina. I'll be performing on stage. I'll need my own sponsors. I'll need my own sponsors or things like that. I'll need a lot of things. I'll be needing my own private jet, traveling to every country in the world. I'll be going to UK, I'll be going to Scotland, Ireland, England, Wales. I'll be going to all the European Union countries like France, Germany, Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, Finland, Sweden. I'll be going to Russia to perform on stage, dancing on stage. Same with Belarus, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Mongolia. I'll be performing on stage in Asia, including Japan, South Korea, every country in Asia, including Africa like Nigeria, Egypt, and I'll be performing on stage in Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, including Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia. I'll be dancing on stage. People will have to pay at the box office to go see me on stage. I'll be going to one city right after another. I'll be the busiest man in the world once I go on the world tour. I'll be so busy then. I'll be really busy traveling to all different countries, performing on stage. And it will not be only once. It will be infinite time. I'll be going on a world tour, infinite number of times, non-stop, ever, for the rest of my entire life. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not.
Welcome to Comedeorological Report, episode 26. I am your host, Dr. Joey Only. What is comedeorology? Well, comedeorology is a science that I invented. It's the relationship between comedy and the weather, because the weather is funny business. And hey, we're not laughing all that much lately. It's not been that funny here in British Columbia. That's where I am here. I am the moderator and administrator, founder of a group called Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. And Facebook, we just got 12,000 people now joining the group. So we're very excited about our growth and hope to keep taking that to the next level. Of course, British Columbia right now is in dire straits and it's emergency situations. We just found out that there's going to be evacuation orders around 100 Mile House now, a whole series of new ones that cover 26,000 hectares of land. So I don't know how many properties or who all that is. We have a lot of people coming on the show tonight, so it's going to be a lot to get through. But we'll try to be quick with everyone and then get to our group conversation. But first of all, we have to go to Frankie MacDonald, the man. He's the other main person in this show. Comedeorologist Frankie MacDonald, how are you this evening in Sidney, Nova Scotia?
I'm doing great so far, and the weather in Sidney, Nova Scotia, it's warm, but it's going to be hot and humid tomorrow. Then it's going to cool down on Saturday, but it's still going to be hot. Then warm air and cool air fighting each other in Cape Breton Island, Sidney, Nova Scotia. And it's going to bring a lot of fires in California and things like that. It's going to be extremely hot weather in California and places like Arizona and things like that. And down Sydney, Australia, it's winter time right now. It's up around UK. It's going to get really hot in UK as well. In Japan, it's going to get really bad typhoons possible later on this month over in Japan, including Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and all these places.
How about the prediction for rain on Saturn? You made a video this week about Saturn and rain. What's going on with Saturn?
This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Here's my forecast for Saturn's moon Titan. They got a different atmosphere up in Saturn's moon Titan, but it's water. It's different, but it's liquid nitrogen like water up in Saturn's moon Titan. When it rains liquid up in Saturn's moon Titan, it's different story up there. I think they got their own clouds up there. It's been raining other areas of Saturn's moon Titan. When you send probes up in Saturn's moon Titan, watch out for rain. not like on Earth. Planet Titan's rain is different on Saturn's moon Titan than the planet Earth, because water is different up there, like liquid nitrogen up in Saturn's moon Titan. When they send probes up in Saturn's moon Titan, watch out for storms with rain up there, because Saturn's moon Titan's rain is not like planet Earth's rain. It's a different kind of liquid rain up in Saturn's moon Titan. Don't land probes on water on Saturn's moon Titan. Land it on land where it's no rain at all up in Saturn's moon Titan. Because when it's raining all the time in Saturn's moon Titan, it's much different than planet Earth, because the water up in Titan is different than the Earth. I'm Frankie down. It's gonna bring a lot of rain on the Saturn's moon Titan. It's not Earth's like rain. It's liquid nitrogen like rain up in Saturn's moon Titan. Their rain on Titan's not like planet Earth's. Mars, the sandstorm is not like planet Earth's. It's really different over in Mars than Earth. Mars and Earth are two different planets.
So if you happen to be on Titan, any of our listeners, watch out for the heavy rains this weekend. What about sandstorms on Mars, Frankie?
Here's my weather forecast for planet Mars. Sometime the second half of July 2021, there will be a major sandstorms going on somewhere in Mars. Much worse sandstorms than Sahara Desert up in planet Mars. Because Mars has no oxygen, it's going to bring really bad sandstorms. It's going to be much stronger winds and much more blowing sand up in Mars. When you're sending probes up in Mars, avoid sandstorms when you're sending probes up in planet Mars. Because it could be powerful sandstorms going up in Mars and dust storms. Because dust storms are going to be really powerful up in planet Mars. When they're sending probes up in Mars, watch out for sandstorms. And next time they're going to send a probe on Mars, watch out for major sandstorms up in Mars. Because sandstorms can be really powerful up in Mars, because the sun is further away up in Mars than the planet Earth. Because do not send probes when it's nighttime on Mars. Probes go where the daytime and the daylight is on Mars, not nighttime on Mars. I'm Frankie down. It's much worse than planet Earth, because nobody on Mars, nobody on Saturn's moon Titan either. Both Mars and Saturn's moon Titans are uninhabitable.
Coming back to British Columbia and California, Frankie, how long is this heat wave going to last? Tell us about
the heat. It's going to last quite a while down in the southwestern United States.
How much of that heat's going to keep pushing north?
It might push north to interior British Columbia and Alberta later on in the month.
There we go. You have it. Frankie MacDonald, the legend, the YouTube sensation. 266,000 subscribers now. You can find him, YouTube Dogs and Wolves. We also have Radio Weatherman, who's on every station you can think of over in Brooks, Alberta. Brandon Houck, please tell us, first of all, what's your week been like in the prairies, and what next week will be like, what you think's going to happen?
Well, basically, I've been hanging out with my biggest fan all this week, and I think I'm going to be hanging out with my biggest fan all of next week, too, because it's going to be just smoking hot here in southern Alberta, as we've had some temperatures last couple of days well in the 30s. So far this year, we've had 23 days above 30 degrees. And we're continuing to climb as we go into the weekend and into early next week. And we haven't had really, we were thinking we were going to get some pretty good storms on Sunday, but that was a bit of a bust. Storms stayed to the south, and that was it for active weather. So we kind of quieted down in that department, but tomorrow things are going to ramp back up again. We've had the smoke move in from British Columbia today. So it was really thick. It was smelling bad, and it was kind of grayish all day. Now it's starting to get kind of orangish out there. The smoke that's hanging in over British Columbia, and we're going to get a flow back to the south, so that will push some of that smoke north in the next few days. But tomorrow it looks like we are at risk for potentially severe thunderstorms, especially west of Edmonton. Could be dealing with up to ping pong ball size hail, strong winds once again. So we'll be watching that potential very closely for the day tomorrow on Friday, July the 16th. And then we'll have the heat really start to build. So it's going to be a weird weekend for Alberta. Like the northern part of the province, you're going to stay in the teens all weekend. So it's going to be cold, miserable, kind of wet, which is kind of good because we've got fires burning up in the Fort McMurray area. So that will help with that situation there. And then we have here in the south, it's just going to be smoking hot through the weekend with temperatures pushing their record values by Monday. Southeastern Alberta, southwestern Saskatchewan could possibly get to 40 for the first time this season. So that's something
40.
40. That's going to be nasty. So I get to enjoy that next week. And then we still get that smoke. And we do have chances of thunderstorms, but the heat's going to carry on well throughout next week. So no big relief in the heat department, at least. And looks like the storm track stays to the north. And I did get also a fire situation up in northern Saskatchewan. The White Swan Lake has been evacuated. All the campers in that area have been evacuated due to fires, and all the evacuees are going to be registering at Candle Lake Community Hall tonight in northern Saskatchewan from a significant fire there.
Yeah.
So if our listeners on Monday, the 19th in Winnipeg on CKUW 95.9 FM happen to be listening to this, what do you think their week might be looking like, Brandon?
Well, they're going to be tapping into some of this heat as well as we go into next week. So we'll be dealing with temperatures pushing at least mid to high 30s, but there's also a chance of storms in Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Probably a better chance of thunderstorms in southern Saskatchewan, Manitoba than Alberta this next week ahead. So we'll see a couple of rounds of storms here and there. But the big story is going to be the heat that's going to be building. The humidity values are going to be up. So I wouldn't be surprised southern parts of Manitoba could also get pretty close to that 40-degree mark next week as well.
Here we are, July 15th. This is a video that was posted today by a guy named AJ Hearn. Get a load of this.
Okay, this came out of nowhere, and there goes the power. Holy shit, there's a tornado right there. Oh my god, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Guys! This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station live from Sidney, Nova Scotia. Tornado was really bad in Barrie, Ontario. Did some lots of damage to the houses. Lots of houses that's been damaged and parts of it destroyed in Barrie, Ontario. It was raining so hard. The knocked off power winds are so strong. Make sure to rebuild houses in Barrie, Ontario because it had a bad tornado in Barrie, Ontario. It was really, really bad. Caused a lot of damage to houses and really bad tornadoes in Barrie, Ontario. It's been raining a lot, hail somewhere else, and thunder and lightning. It was severe weather in Barrie, Ontario. Did some damage to houses. It did rip some of the shingles off the roof of the houses in Barrie, Ontario, and the surrounding areas, especially in southern Barrie, Ontario. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
Gabriel Berardo. He's in southern Ontario, and you've been very close to some insane tornado action today. Tell us about the tornado in Barrie.
Oh, yeah. So that was in Barrie, and well, look, that's about like 20 to 30 minutes like away from, of course, where I live. And I was on Twitter, right? Like we all are. We're all on Twitter, right? Like we're all just checking everything, updates, storm chasers, meteorologists. We're all like doing that stuff, right? So then I was just looking, and I was like, oh wait, hold up. And then I scrolled past this one chaser that said, oh wait, hold up. Why isn't this storm warned yet? Tornado warning should be on this storm, like it has some rotation on it, right? So then that was a big mistake by Environment Canada by of course warning it after most of the damage has been done. And well, yes, there was a lot of complaints, so many, because look, warning a storm after it's tornado kind of already like went through half of the area is almost like not warning it at all. So then
when all of us nerds knew that there was going to be really bad weather in Ontario today.
It sounds like you should have been in charge of that, GB. They need to hire you.
Well, okay, man. But I have a stupid story to tell you guys too. So when my mom was driving home from work, right? This was her, I think, boss was driving kind of back, right, and everything. So he just like tornado, I think, hit close to about 100 meters away from her work. She actually works in Barrie, right? So then close to there, when her boss came to go and to his house, I guess, and back. I don't know where he obviously went, but when he, of course, left his work and then he came back, he actually told this really crazy story of him just driving through, branches were hitting him, and the stupidest part that he have said is that people got out of their cars. Like, what the hell are these idiots doing? Let me just tell you, okay? Staying in your car is the safest place you should be when there's a tornado. Why would you get out of your car and hide under bushes like people were apparently doing? Because that bush could be gone in a second. People are that crazy nowadays. Like, it's that stupid, right? So then,
well, truthfully, I'd rather get into a ditch than be in a vehicle.
Oh, I know, but it is a fact that you should stay in your vehicle when there is a tornado. If of course, because like where else are you gonna go, right? Like, truly, there's nowhere else to go and everything. So just like, stay in your vehicle. Just don't get out if there's no close way to take shelter, kind of. But I was looking through Twitter and I see all these posts, and there was this whole entire house off its foundation. It moved and everything like that. And there was like roofs off and everything like that. And there was like damage of people's basements, like damage. The wind just blew through and everything. So I really want to say, based on the damage, and this isn't like obviously, like, we have to wait till Environment Canada kind of rates it, right, like an EF1 or EF2. But what I think is that they will probably rate it as a either a high-end EF2 or an EF3 based on the damage that we see, because there's there also was more than one tornado too. I think there was like 3 or 4 actually. So they were all like circling Lake Simcoe, I should say, kind of close to Barrie, and it was just nuts. So I'm like, this is like the type of weather Brandon probably like experiences, I guess, where of course he lives. We don't really get this here in Ontario. It's kind of rare, so it's really unusual, but it is now happening. So we got to kind of watch that now, because the stronger storms, tornadoes are really affecting us lately. Yeah,
well, it's nuts. It's not that rare for Ontario. It's a place that gets a lot of tornado activity, and Barrie.
Yeah, but it's
sure. Hey, Brandon, if houses are moved off foundation, you thinking F3?
Yeah, probably high end EF 3 damage at least.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Knew it. You see, man, I knew it. Yes, maybe, or maybe right.
Well, that's pretty intense stuff. We got a lot of people to get through here, so I do want to come back to you. Do you have a weather wrap for us this week?
Let's see. Like,
we can come back.
Okay, well that of course matters if you guys want a weather wrap. It's up to you.
What do you think, Comedeorological panel?
I think it should be mandatory.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah,
go for it.
Oh yes,
it's a bar.
In a while.
Weather wrap.
We have on the panel tonight. Let me just address who we have all on here, because we have a lot of voices and they're going to come on, and it's the only way we're going to make this work. So you're listening to the Comedeorological Report on 88.7 FM, Prince George, CFUR, and 95.9 FM, CKUW in Winnipeg. I'm Joey Olney. We have Brandon Houck with us. Joe Stover is up in Churchill, Manitoba. Gabriel Berardo is in Southern Ontario. Noelle Chaos, she's down in Vancouver. Frankie MacDonald, he's in Sidney, Nova Scotia. We got Jason, who's online from Australia. We got Karen Richards, one of our moderators from Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. She's up north of Prince George, I believe, right? And Peter Galanko, you're in Virginia Beach. So now everyone knows the voices. Hey. And Monica Beaulieu was just here from Bonaventure, Quebec. Who wants to go next? Karen, how's the smoke up there in Prince George?
Well, can you see it behind me? That's not cloud cover.
Nope.
Oh, let's see, Karen. Oh, let's see. Oh, holy crap. Oh, no, you can't see.
It's way better than it was last night, by any means, but it has rolled in again. That is not cloud cover. I really, really wish it was. It's smoky. You can smell it again, and it's coming down ground level up here. So I'm just west of the bowl area of Prince George. And yeah, so if you go down to the bowl, it's kind of just hovers over top. You come up here, it's ground level. It's all around.
Certainly here at Wells, we're at 4,000 feet, so we're right in the smoke, definitely, too. You can almost see it in the air. It's not just like in the distance. It's when you look through the valley here, you can see it in the air. It's so thick and accurate. How many fires are burning near you now, Karen?
3 of them just southwest of me, and that's the major ones that are blowing in all this smoke. Like, wow. So there's the Grizzly Lake, there's the Cutoff Creek, and they're all kind of combining right now. All of them. I guess we apparently have some firefighters down from Alberta coming up here to help us to get them out, because they're all burning in remote areas. So there's not a lot of pressure to get them out. So they're probably, I mean, they're not close to me by any means, but the smoke rolling in from them is just nasty. And the one fire out at Bobtail Lake, it's one that was there 3 years ago. We had a fire there as well. So now we have a new one there again.
That's all deja vu all over again.
Yep, totally.
So hopefully you get some of that rain that's coming through northern BC, because it does look like the BC's forecast is pretty wet once you get north of Prince George. Further you go, the wetter it gets. Good thunderstorm potential from your area, especially down to my area here in Wells. So yeah, look out for that thunderstorm on Friday. Could happen.
It's supposed to hit tomorrow.
Noelle, I got one more question for you. So our group, Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, how busy has that been keeping you this week?
Me? Sometimes I have to turn off notifications because I'm done. Just non-stop.
We've been really growing. It's been crazy.
Karen. Sorry about that.
Noelle, you're down in Vancouver.
Yeah.
How's the smoke down there?
It's not that bad, really. I mean, you can see it a little bit. I don't know. We're not really affected by it. I imagine the folks out in the Fraser Valley probably get it, or probably getting it a lot worse, because they have more fires that are closer to them. We're kind of socked into a nice little bubble where we just hear about it on the internet, and we wish everybody well. The weather here has been very sunny, and we're all very happy that it's cooled off a little bit. I know the heat wave was very hard on some folks in the downtown east side, and yeah, the city actually shut off the water at Crab Park, where a homeless camp was camping there, so that's pretty terrible. So yeah, we're all happy it's cooled down and the weather's just nice and sunny now.
Nice to see you again, eh? Our last person we got from Canada right now is Joe Stover up in Churchill, so we do need to talk to you quickly. How is Churchill, Manitoba right now? How is life in the Arctic?
Well, I wish I could say it was like Brandon said, northern Alberta is going to be with temperatures in the teens and wet and miserable, as he says. That sounds like paradise to me. We've got our mini little heat wave that is really gripping us. And right now, what combined with that is a ton of smoke. We have a lot of smoke coming from fires in basically all of northern Saskatchewan and northwestern Manitoba. We're getting a lot of that stuff right now. For those that don't know, I'm an aircraft refueler. That's one of the many hats I wear, and I usually check my weather by through the NAV Canada aviation weather website. And so for smoke, the abbreviation in the aviation world is FU, which totally makes sense because that's what we've been mostly saying to the snow and to the smoke and to the heat forecast when we read them. So it's very, very appropriate. But the little mini heat wave that we've got going up here right now,
meningitis or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like I've always wondered where the FU came from. They probably ran out of ran out of abbreviations. Like SM would be an easy one, but that's what they use to measure a visibility in statute miles. So they couldn't use SM. But we're really hoping
is the answer.
Oh, well, there you go. You just told me what it was, so that works. So yeah, we're hoping that this heat wave kind of ends on Saturday is what we're hoping. Which, if you're listening in Winnipeg, is 2 days ago, but not like you really care because everybody in southern Manitoba is getting, like Brandon said, they're getting maybe a little teeny weeny reprieve this weekend as a very weak cold front comes through. Hopefully, it gives farmers some rain because they need rain badly. I just got back from a little trip to Killarney, Manitoba, which is in the southwest of the province, and heat, no precipitation. It's just been like that all summer. But to add to this goofiness, today of all places, like North Dakota, just outside of Grand Forks, for somehow through this drought and through this heat that they've been getting, there was a stationary cell that just popped up and dropped off like 25 millimeters of rain. So I'm extremely jealous of that, but I sure am thankful that at least some farmers south of the border are getting some moisture. And I'm telling you, just talking to some people down in Killarney and Cartwright, some farmers around southwestern Manitoba, they need rain in the worst way, and if they don't get any in the next couple weeks, there's going to be some empty wallets for them coming up this winter. So
I know.
Fingers are crossed for them. By the way, Gabriel, geez, you look good.
Yeah,
always.
I know, man.
It's unreal.
I know, man.
I just have to. I
gotta try to get a new suit though. That's like the same suit over. You know, I gotta try to get.
It's okay. That's okay. But as far as the Churchill experience goes, that's it, man. Bugs, smoke, and heat. Go away.
Wow.
What's disturbing though about, say, a thunderstorm like you just described, sort of popping up out of nowhere through this dryness is, you start asking yourself, well, where did the moisture come to fuel that?
Exactly.
So what happens is it's sucking out of everywhere and putting it in one place, and putting too much of it in one place. With sometimes now it's. So yeah, it's a symptom of things getting drier and drier and drier through the prairie, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. Like, look, it's almost like God said, "Oh, look, I'm gonna go and drop a storm, but oh, wait, Joe wants rain. Oh yeah, well, he ain't gonna get none of that right now. So
Joe wants rain. Let's give it. Let's give it 1,400 kilometers south."
We have a guest on the other side of the world, and we haven't talked to him yet. So now is a really good time to sort of say hi to Jason over in Australia, where he owns a trucking company. So he's seen parts of Australia, I'm sure, that have zero rain and parts that get lots of rain. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the Comedeorological Report. How's your weather? How's your winter?
Yeah, hey guys, thank you very much for having me on. I'm actually a big fan of Frankie MacDonald, which invited me over to you guys' group. It's a little bit unpredictable at the moment in Australia. Like as you said, there's some parts just no rain at all, bit of drought, and then there's other areas, that's the raining and very cold, a bit of thunderstorm, bit of flooding as well. So it's just all over the show at the moment. It's a bit of a mixed bag of weather here in Australia. At the moment, I'm in Sidney, Australia. It's degree at the moment. It's about 15 degrees, and a low of 7 degrees today, and a high of 20 degrees. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's really unpredictable. It's raining sometimes, and then on the same day will be dry and sunny. So, but yeah, it's just all over the show at the moment.
You've been all over Australia with your trucking company. Talk to us about the different kinds of climates that you see on a drive through Australia.
100%. As I said, it's just in Sydney, it's normally more dry. And then when you go through to areas like Melbourne, Melbourne's very up and down. It could be, in the middle of summer. Sometimes it could be, 25 degrees. And then that morning could be, 10 degrees, very cold and raining. So it's just very unpredictable in Melbourne. Then you go up to somewhere like WA, which is Perth, one of the main capitals of Australia. It's very dry, and there's massive bushfires there. Last year we were devastated. It was 25 people killed. I think it was a minimum of 25.
Australia gets hail in spring.
That's right, Frankie. Yes. So it was massive. Last year, our fires, there was about over 1 billion animals that died, unfortunately. We had over 2,000 homes that got destroyed. I think it was something about 15.5 million acres of land that was burnt down, which was very unfortunate. I think we actually had some Canadian firefighters come over to help us out because it got out of hand where the Australian firefighters couldn't keep up. So it was a bit crazy.
I've heard that down in Tasmania it can get to, it's like a similar climate to what we see here in Vancouver, and that you folks even sometimes see snow once in a while.
That's right. Yeah, it's it goes for snow. Like even sometimes in the middle of winter, obviously it's snowing all the time, down in Darwin. But then, sometimes the degrees goes up to about 20 degrees, and then the next morning it'll be snowing. So it's a bit crazy here in Australia at the moment, especially you've got all of the weather going all over the show, and then you've got COVID. At the moment, we're in a big lockdown in Sydney, Australia. So we've had a big spike in cases. So they've put us in a lockdown unless you're in an essential service. So myself being in transport, we obviously have to get stuff delivered to people's homes and into shops and all that kind of stuff. So other than that, if you're not essential service, you've got to stay at home. They keep extending it. So now we're in our 3rd week of a lockdown, which is, so it's pretty bad at the moment.
I have a friend that lives in Brisbane who was talking about how the COVID response has been so much more different over there than it has been over here, where you folks have just tried to get on top of it right from day one. And because of that, you're able to have events, you're able to go out and still go about your lives and socialize and all of that. And then when there is a case, it just locks down and you just get on top of it.
100%. No, you're definitely 100% right there. So our government's very, very strict. As soon as there's a few cases that come up, they'll lock the whole state down, and sometimes at the moment they lock the whole country down. We're quite fortunate in the aspect where if they do that, they sort of they minimise it sort of spreading any further. Some people are sort of jumping up and down. The small businesses are suffering. Unfortunately, the bars, the hotels, the restaurants. A lot of them are sort of collapsing because they can't get through financially, because obviously they have to shut down and there's no customers getting through the doors. So it is unfortunate, but the government is putting packages out there to help out people financially to get through this time. But yeah, there's very strange times at the moment. Hopefully, they'll get it down to minimize it. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon, but hopefully we can do the right thing and get it to as close as we can to zero.
Jason, what are vaccination numbers like out that way?
Oh yeah.
At the moment, people are sort of there are people on board with the vaccinations. I think at the moment there's about 6 million people that have been vaccinated, but there are some people that they say, oh well, I don't want to get vaccinated. There's poison in it, or there's microchips in it that follow me around, and obviously you're going to get that everywhere. But yeah, so it's just some people are jumping and going all crazy over it. But I think they're going to get to a point where they were talking about it on the other day on the news, where they might actually put an incentive in place where if you get vaccinated, you get some sort of gift card just to sort of push people to get it done.
Well, what I've seen here is that all the conspiracy lunatics have sort of gone quiet about COVID now, and they're probably getting vaccines too and not telling anybody. And then because it's working and it's obvious, and they're shut up. But now what they're doing is they're blaming the wildfires in BC on HARP conspiracies and government plots to drive people off the. I've heard everything, and please stick around the show and join us, because we're going to come group discussion here in just a minute. We haven't talked to Monica Beaulieu yet, so we should say hi to you. Bonjour, Monica Beaulieu. How are you in
Hi.
Bonaventure, Quebec? How's your week been?
Great. It had a hot day today. I don't have much news for you other than what's coming tomorrow, but it's all about chickens for me.
Any chickens?
Eating lots of eggs. Yeah. No, I know that you're going out fighting fires as of Saturday, and you mentioned you're not going to be around much, so I just wanted to join to just in case the show ends for a little while. And but yeah, just gosh, it's crazy what's going on between Ontario and British Columbia.
Oh yeah, it's really crazy.
And like Joe said, like the farmers and stuff, geez, I should be I'm counting my blessings every day here.
Yeah, like Monica, like we have been getting like a lot of rain lately here, and I guessing that you guys have been like dry. Like, is that true or something? Yeah, right.
Not so much. No, we're getting off and on rain here. Yeah, we're gonna get some thunderstorms tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, nice heat wave today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like yeah.
Oh, I'm on the Gaspé Coast in Quebec, right across from New Brunswick. From northern New Brunswick, yeah.
So did you see any of Hurricane Elsa? That apparently the tail of it like touched down in part of New Brunswick?
We did. Well, the weather's kind of funky here anyway, regardless, like because we're right on the Baie des Chaleurs, so it's kind of up and down. You just never know what's going to happen. It's just kind of like a few days ago, the wind picked up and then you could hear thunder and it was pouring down rain, but that's normal here. Like even if it's not happening here, you could see it across the bay, or you could actually, and even now thinking about it, a few days ago, it was raining for a good half hour behind my house, above my house, and I was trying to film it, but you could just hear it, and there was nothing in the front of my house. It was all sunshine, and you couldn't see any rain or anything, but you could hear the rain on top of my roof and everything. It was really cool. Yeah, so I went from being on the beach, chilling and just relaxing, to, oh my God, I gotta unpack the Jeep quickly. There's a thunderstorm coming. Oh. And it was right calm, and then it just got right windy, like hurricane weather, and that went on like that for a couple of hours.
How about Peter Galanko? How close to you were to Hurricane Elsa in Virginia Beach?
I don't know about Hurricane Elsa, but I think we got the tail end bits of it through here. Anyway, it's been off and on with rain recently, but there's been some beautiful days as well. And by the way, Joey, you're looking a little bit more spiffer this week than usual.
I think my collar's like
fresh.
He's all happy.
He's got that collar pop.
Gotta stay fly.
Yeah, he's finally getting deployed to fight fires.
Well, it's been a little while. I don't think the show will. I don't want the show to cease, but it could be possible that I end up in a camp area where there's no internet, and that would basically cut us off for those 2 weeks. If that's the case, many years I've been in hotels a lot of the time, so that's a strong possibility. And if that's the case, it's just a matter of when I'm back in at the end of the day. If I may show up, we may have to bump it to 8 o'clock or something like that at night, my time, which would be hopefully the show can continue. And we have lots of new things to tell you and experiences myself to tell you. But yes, looking like on Saturday, I'm going to be deploying somewhere to the Prince George area. And I think because there's some substantial rain coming through the north areas, it would be a good time to sort of address some of those fires while they're cooled down. So it seems like quite a few people I know are being sent that direction over the last few days and are on standby up there, or their crews are getting contracts up there. So we're looking for one more crew person who has experience. And if that happens, then we'll get that contract out in the field on.
Joey. Always remember this. Like the show must go on.
Yes,
it must go on.
We want our weather rep.
Hey, Monica, how's Chase doing in Australia?
Doing pretty good. He must be busy if he's a truck driver. Most important people on the planet right now.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sort of lucky. I'm not driving, but I've got a few guys driving for us. So it's been crazy at the moment.
We got to be prepared. We're going to be short in supplies.
Stay prepared.
We haven't seen the worst yet.
When you guys went to a lockdown, did you guys have issues with short supplies, like especially toilet paper? For some reason, toilet paper over here was like crazy.
Us in Ontario, it was like being like sold out. I'm pretty sure like toilet papers were being like sold out. They couldn't find any. It was like, I don't know, man. It was like the end of the world because like people couldn't wipe their ass. Like I don't know.
I don't understand it. Yeah, for whatever reason, toilet paper is always the first thing that flies off the shelves, no matter what. You know, if the queen stubs her toe, everybody runs out and buys toilet paper. You know, it's
I don't know why. Like out of all of the useful things that a person would need, people were going nuts over toilet paper.
Hey, but look, when I gotta poop, you know.
Well, I honestly thought that the whole thing with the toilet paper shortages would lead North America to finally embrace the bidet. Like, come on. Like, we don't need toilet paper anymore.
Bidets are great. But anyway, way back in the day, I was camping for an extended period of time where you gotta make do with snakes and leaves. You gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta poo, you know.
We're overloaded with tourists. So summertime, pandemic, no pandemic, we're short supply anyway. But especially in the wintertime, the delivery services don't come down this way because of road conditions. And so we're always in survival mode down here regardless.
They had a curfew in Quebec last winter because of COVID-19 in Bonaventure, Quebec. They had an 8 o'clock p.m. curfew in Quebec.
Not only that, like now that the tourists are here, they're jacking up the prices for everything. So it's like barely affordable for anything. So that's why I'm doing my own garden and got my chickens and
that's awesome.
But yeah, Jason, I think as far as the supply chain went during the pandemic, I think most things were available just at the beginning when people were going ham on the toilet paper. That was kind of concerning. But after that was done, I think most everything, if people needed it, it was there. I don't know what your experience across the country was like, but I know in Manitoba it was.
If you stock up on ammunition, then when the end of the world comes, then you won't have to worry about toilet paper. And your enemies will poop their pants.
I'd say in Vancouver, it wasn't really like that bad. There's like probably like maybe a month or two where some things were hard to find. Like people went nuts over toilet paper. They went nuts over cleaning supplies. But like food and everything was still exactly the same as it was before. Like
last April, they had a worldwide lockdown last April. The whole world went in lockdown last April.
This will be in the school history books one day. We will be known to be history one day in this kind of event. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like the children in the future will be reading, Dad, what was COVID-19 and everything like that. And they're going to be like, oh shit.
What was the Comedeorological report anyways?
What about our weather wrap?
On 88.7 FM CFUR in Prince George, 95.9 FM in Winnipeg. Here, Gabriel Berardo, the Rappin Weatherman down in Southern Ontario. What do you got for us this week, Gabriel?
Fire wrap, and this one will be extremely fire. Trust me on it. Watch this. It's going to be really good. So trust me, man. I don't mess up. Watch this. Who messes up like GB? Come on, nobody does. The freshest man alive. Yeah. Man, I'm twisting like a twister and it ain't a joke. So man, I'm spitting fire, that means Karen wants to smoke. But y'all already know, man, all the words and that I spoke. And I've been twisting like a twister and you know it ain't a joke. Man, look, I've been twisting. Man, look, I've been twisting. Man, look, I've been chasing. I've been doing business. Cause y'all already know it's a storm and I cannot miss this. Cause y'all already know that tornado is gonna cause mischief. Just like an elf from Santa Claus is on the shelf. Y'all already know, man, I've been chasing on by myself with nobody else. Looking at that huge storm. Man, I'm wondering, so why the hell was that not warned by EC? I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, it's pretty easy, but if you know what I mean, because they could just warn it. Y'all already know that all these houses, they've been torn, they've been worn. Look at what I just warned. Man, look, I've been looking more fly than the tornado.
tornado. Man, my bugs explode just like a whole volcano. But y'all already know, man, I got the bug just like a dino. Gonna step like that when I'm on the stack, gonna never stop because I know I got this flow, man, like a damn tornado. Gonna spin it up just like a hurricane because I'm spinning through the rain, though. Cause y'all already know what I'm talking about, though. Man, I'm talking about the money, but also the rain too, because you know the joke. I mean, it wasn't kind of funny, but it doesn't matter because I spit this flow and it's looking at me like a emotional matters, following the pattern because you know. Yeah, so Frankie said some rain and Saturn. Oh wait, so what was that? Was that the pattern like every day? But I'm not sure. But I go on this and buy Georgia made because I go up there to chase the storm. Y'all just have been warned. Look at my suit and what I worn. Y'all already know I have not been torn. Y'all already know, man, I really gotta get a look. I never go rain outside. When it really gotta feel like I'm feeling like 100% because I'm chasing the storm because as a little kid I did it. Cause y'all already know, man, I really gotta win it with the storm I've been chasing and I'm racing and looking at me, never wasting time. One luck I've been chasing these storms with Mark Robinson and anybody and with Jacqueline Widow. Cause y'all already know, man, I got the flow and I'ma chase the storm and a tornado go right through the middle. Yeah. How was that?
Gabriel, hold on there. You get 5 air horns.
You've been listening to GB, Frankie, and Joey only.
Fire indeed.
Hey, Peter, this is Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, man.
Do you guys hear that one line where I said, I've been spitting fire, Karen wants to smoke because she's in smoke in this fire, like this fire, and I said Karen, like, you know, okay, whatever.
You did good. No, I picked up on it, man. I
know, because I wanted to make sure that people got that line out of head because that was made especially as a present for Karen in the wherever like she is in the wildfires.
Well, let's just see. Does the air horn approve?
What is this, the Sid Seixeiro show? Is that the first time you've ever been rapped for? I'm asking Karen if that's the first time she's been rapped about.
Yeah, that's definitely a first.
Well, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Glad to see you back, Gabe. You've been gone for a while. Congratulations on your graduation.
Yeah, congrats, GB.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you, guys. I also got my G1 license yesterday. It was either yesterday. Yeah. Yes, it was yesterday.
You got your G1 license. Let's see what the air horn says.
GB got a G1. That's how I be. Ooh, whatever.
G1B. A little
Dropping
rough
around.
Throw it up.
I am one step closer to storm chasing now. One step.
You'll get there, dude. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Hey, Gabriel. Hey, Jason. I got 266,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel right now.
5 trillion.
It's coming. Tell us all about it. What do you
also mentioned about the California earthquake, Frankie.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Frankie nailed an earthquake last week. Can you tell us about the earthquake, though, Frankie, and your prediction?
It did some damage in central California around San Francisco area.
6.0?
I got a question for you, Joey. What is, like, I know you want to be out there on the front lines with the fire stuff. I'd love to know what a day in the life of a firefighter is like. I'd love to know, like, from when you wake up and when you go to bed, if you get to go to bed, when do you get to eat? When do you get to sleep? When do you get to poop? You know, like what, I would love to know what a typical, or even if there's such thing as a typical day as a firefighter.
Well, it depends because every fire you're going to be at, there's going to be a new typical, right? So some I've been at hotels, like I said, and then some I've been at camps. I've had some where I've stayed, a couple 100 meters from where the fire was. And, and then we slept and got up in the morning and went up there. So, I mean, each one was a little different. It's nice when there's a distance to drive to a fire because then you get up, whatever time. It might be early, and whatever that distance is. I've had it where we've had to drive like hour and a half to get to the fire, and that's paid time. So that's nice. And then generally you're going to get there and you're going to have a section where everyone's gathering near the fire zone. That's going to be where the incident commander and some of the leaders are going to meet with the crew leaders, and they're going to have their sort of real logistics talk in quiet. And then crew leaders will generally break off and either address their crews directly, or there'll be a larger group meeting where everyone's addressed depending on how many people. Because I've been on fires where there's been several hundred people, and I've been on fires where there's 9 of us. Then it depends, like, well, what's the objective today? Are we it's going to be a long day of work and pretty much nonstop. But I mean, in some cases, when you're doing mop-up work, if the hose line's already set up, you kind of just go into an area and just sort of sniffing hot spots and watering everything down a certain distance in, and you're all kind of working together. If it's an initial attack job, then you're going to be really pressed to use hand tools and chainsaws and do a lot of work in fast to try to stop the fire from growing and cut it off, right? And once if you limit it to this small space and then attack it there. So it depends, like how your day will go will really depend that way. You are going to stop and have lunch at some point, though. I always kind of liked to just sort of take short breaks all day and not have one long lunch break or whatever. That's my preference. And then, if you're staying in camp, like a proper wildfire service camp, there's going to be like showers and food. You're probably going to be staying in a tent or in like a tent construct or something, but the food is going to be like all you can imagine or want or eat. I've had some of those, like one time when we were in Smithers area, well, someone donated like a whole bunch of steak to everyone in camp, and there was enough for us to all have like 2 giant steaks, like how we wanted them.
Wow.
And it was just awesome, right? So I can't wait to get it to the camp food. That's one of the amazing things. But if you're not in camp, then you're just going to get, if you're at a hotel, you're going to get a certain amount of money to spend, and you and your crew are going to go somewhere for supper afterwards, right? So every fire is going to really depend, but generally it's going to be you with your guys in your section or women or whoever you're with in your crew doing your thing together throughout the day. Sometimes you'll be paired with another group or whatever, but so you have a lot of time to get tight with your bunch. What's happened is, and I predicted this accurately, I was telling Brandon earlier, was that we just had 2 years without pretty much any fire season. So there was not one type 3 mop-up crew that was activated in the province of British Columbia since the year 2018. So what that meant was, now I was on a type 2 crew in 2019, so I saw fires that year. But no one who was basically not ministry worked fire last year. Maybe a couple type 2 crews did. There just wasn't enough fireworks. So what happens is you don't have that turnover of rookies coming in, getting a season under their belt. The next season, they're 1 year in, and then you have a couple new rookies joining your crews, and that turnover of fire. So when I was saying like, no, it's not good that we have no fire activity in BC, because when we have a lot, it's going to be too much, and those seasons where the conditions weren't great for fires were seasons we really should have had more for the better of the province, right? For burning brake lines, for creating more jobs, for keeping firefighters training and active, keeping people who want to work in the field working. So what's happened now is we're having trouble in a lot of companies finding somebody who has a year experience. I've got people with tickets, every kind of ticket, all the tickets you need. In fact, more tickets than most of us have when I started. They've gone to all the courses and got everything they need to be a wildland firefighter, but what they don't have is one season under their belt. So in a contract, we need to have at least a crew boss and his number 2 be people who are experienced. We can't find that number 2 guy. So I'm worried I'm going to miss out on this fire on Saturday if we don't have luck tomorrow.
What's a mop-up crew?
Get decided where you're deployed?
That's all done by the fire center. We're the soldiers. We just go where we're told. So what were you saying, Joe?
Just wondering, I hear about a mop-up crew. I picture mops, but I'm sure that's not it.
No, there is no mops. So you have 3 types of crews in British Columbia and pretty much everywhere. There's the type 1 crew is your ministry crew. So that's initial attack. That's unit crews of 20 people, hell attack and para-attack, right? Your type 2 crews, type 2 advanced, those are crews which I've been on in the past. They're usually 4-person crews. They attack with initial attack. So what we've done in type 2 years is we sort of get a call in the middle of we sit around as a crew all summer together, and we get a call at sometime in the afternoon. Hey, there's a new fire start. Can you be here? Blah, blah, blah. We go find the place, link up with initial attack. And those fires I really like because it's the 8 of us and 1 red shirt or 1 IA crew. So in one case, there was 11 of us, 3 ministry firefighters and the rest of us. So it's a lot more hand guard, chainsaw. There's higher demand for fitness for type 2 advanced crews. There's a higher demand for skills as well. Every crew has to have a certified faller. Every crew has to have a danger tree assessor. Every crew has to have an OFA 3 medic. Everybody in the crew has to have their level 1. Some of those things you don't have to have in a type 3 crew. A type 3 crew is the mop-up crews that are, which is what I'm doing this year because I didn't want to sit on minimum wage all spring. I wanted to be working. The mop-up crew. So basically, we're going to be going to establish fires where there's some control and probably already some hose lay set up or machinery that's been there working. That's probably a lot of those fires are going to be managed by out-of-province specialists. BC Wildfire Service wants to focus their efforts on the danger fires and the problem fires, right? So these ones that they can hand off that can be mopped up and sort of killed off, right? And even in a lot of cases, what you're going to do is the type 3 sort of job, the mop-up job is if you have this fire, and if we could make a hose lay all around the fire, and then everyone push in every day 100 meters or 100 feet, right? And then another 100 feet, and then another 100 feet. So in the end, we may not fully kill what's in the middle by the time the winter comes, but all that space, it can't come back out, right? So you mop it up. You find every last stinking ash hole and you kill it. Any other questions?
Yes. Yes, right. This one isn't fire this one isn't fire related kind of, but thought about right now out of nowhere. When did you start this show? I just wonder. I don't know. I just wonder. I'm sorry for asking that off topic question, but when did you ever what was the first show you did on this spot?
It was just Frankie and I, and it was
oh wow,
it was 15 minutes or 20 minutes talking, and then we had Dylan come on. Then we started bringing some extra guests in, and then it kind of evolved. And then
when did it start?
Radio, that was in January, and then CFUR Radio said, "Hey,
really?
Make a radio version. We'd play it in the station." I said, "Dude, yeah," and then. For a while, we had CFRO in Vancouver play us in syndication, but then they had local content take the spot back. A couple months now in Winnipeg, so thank you to CKUW 95.9 FM.
So it's a radio thing. So it really is radio. Wow, that's cool.
It really is a radio show. Yes. You've been on for 4 months. You didn't know that.
Yeah. No, but I didn't ever actually get to ask you that question. You know what I mean? I was okay, this guy says radio stuff. Are we on a radio?
We're on the radio in 2 places.
They're Saturday at 10 a.m. in Prince George, and 4 p.m. Tuesday will rerun, and then Winnipeg at noon on 95.9 FM.
Yeah,
so you can hear that online.
Winnipeg's heard your raps, man. Winnipeg, you're the guy in Winnipeg, man. You're the guy.
Wow.
I used to live in Brandon, Manitoba. Back in the day, they didn't have social media, and I keep hoping, maybe one of my old friends will hear my name one day and remember who I am and look me up.
I was born in Brandon, Monica.
Oh, right on. Oh, I was on 23rd Street, and I worked at the Scotia Tower right downtown.
Neat. Go
named after Brandon, Manitoba.
Joe Stover also runs a show on 95.9. What's on your show this week, Joe?
Yeah, so that's the How Do You Do review. I host every Friday at 6 p.m. on CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg. This week, there's been some pretty cool anti-Pallister tracks that have dropped from the old Peanuts and Corn rap crew, which comes from Brandon. Mac and Roll, Pip Skid, and all the Peanuts and Corn fellas. So I'll be playing some new tracks from there. Probably going to play some songs about the smoke. Probably play some songs about the heat and how much I loathe it, because I can go on for hours and hours. So yeah, if you're looking for if you're looking for an angry show, then this week is the show for you.
Anger.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie, what do you got for us before showtime?
My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. It has a link to all of my social media. I got my bobblehead and things like that. Next month is August. It'll be the last month of meteorological summer. Then the meteorological fall starts in September.
Oh man, don't even get there, man. Summer just started. Please, just
Where's Monica going on Saturday, Frankie?
The beach.
Yeah, I'm taking my tent down and go camping.
Let's go get away. Hey, what you gonna
In the morning to Monica, what you say?
Wakey, wakey. Tickle, tickle.
Like my mom when you said that when I was younger. I don't know.
Well, thanks everyone for coming on the show. We are already past time, so all right. Thanks so much for coming on the show, everybody, and let you know what goes on. Hopefully, there'll be a show next week of some sort. If not, there'll be a rerun. Take care, everybody.
Okay.